Hey everybody, my name is Chris and I'm a tutor here at Chegg.com, and I mostly do math and computer science. And in this video we're going to talk about Polish notation. So Polish notation is sometimes also called prefix notation, and it's basically another way of writing arithmetic expressions like 3 plus 5. This is the way that we're all really used to writing this, and this is sometimes called infix notation. Infix because the operator here is in between the operands 3 and 5. So Polish notation, or prefix notation, would be plus 3, 5. So it seems pretty kind of strange at first, but what's nice about this is this sort of notation is set up so that we don't really have to use parentheses. So for example, if we were going to say 3 plus 5 times 2, because of order of operations, these parentheses here are very necessary. But with the Polish or the prefix notation, we could write this as times plus 3, 5, 2. And the way we would do this is we would read this from right to left. So we'd see 2, 5, and 3, and then we'd hit the plus sign here, and then we'd stop and say, okay, so the plus sign means that I'm supposed to add the two numbers to the right together. So then the next step to evaluate this would be the multiplication is still there, and then 3 plus 5 is going to give us 8. So we have 8, and then the 2 is still there. And then multiplication, 8 and 2, is going to give us 16. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a more complicated example. So let's say we want to evaluate this expression, and we also want to convert it to infix notation, like this here. So this is going to be easier if we do these things at the same time. So let's go ahead and get started. So read it from right to left. So here's a 9, 8, and then plus sign. So we stop here and we say, okay, the plus sign tells us to add these two things to the right together. So let's go ahead and do that. Well, 9 plus 8 is going to give us 17. So let's also, at the bottom, write this in infix notation. So we'll start over here, since we're going from right to left. So 9 plus 8. Then if we write the next step, we have subtraction, multiplication, addition, 2, that's a 2, 3, 6, division, 34, and then the plus 8, 9 became a 17. Alright, so now we continue going from right to left, and we see that here we have division, 34 and 17, so this means do 34 divided by 17. In other words, do 34 divided by this right here. So if we were to write that in infix, then what we're going to have is, that's a 3, 34 divided by this expression right here. Okay, so 34 divided by what was to the right, which is 17, and that came from the 9 plus 8. So in infix notation, we have 34 divided by this 9 plus 8 here. And let's go ahead and simplify this. So subtraction, multiplication, addition, 2, 2, 3, let's fix that, 3, and then 6, and then 34 divided by 17 is going to give us 2. So let's continue going from right to left. So when we do that, we have 2, 6, 3, 2, and then a plus sign. So the next thing that we want to do is add the 3 and the 2. So we're going to get 3 plus 2 is 5. Now, we're not quite sure yet how that combines with this stuff over here. So since we're working further to the left, we're just going to go ahead and put that a little further to the left over here. So we have 2 plus 3 is over here, and we're not sure yet how it relates to this, so we'll just leave them separated for now, and we'll see later on how they combine. So 2 plus 3 is 5, so let's go ahead and simplify this. So this becomes minus subtraction, multiplication. 2 plus 3 gave us 5, and what we have is 6 and 2 left over here. So that's a 6, and we still have our 2 here. So continuing going from right to left, we have 2, 6, 5, and then multiplication. So the next step is going to be to multiply the 5 and the 6. And this 5 came from this 2 plus 3. So let's put parentheses around this, and then multiply by the 6. All right, So now let's go ahead and evaluate that. We're running out of room over here, so we'll come up here, separate some space, and then we're going to have minus 30 and 2 is all that's left. So if we continue reading from right to left, we have 2, 30, and then subtraction. So what that really tells us is just to do 30 minus 2. So, and remember this 2 came from the 34 divided by 17, which is this whole thing here. So the way that these two pieces actually combine is with the subtraction here. So to finish converting to infix, all we have to do is put the subtraction, put the minus sign in between them, and that's it for that. And then 30 minus 2, of course, evaluates to 28. So evaluate the expression, convert to infix. If we evaluate the expression, we get 28. And if we want to convert to infix notation, this is what we get here. The quantity 2 plus 3 multiplied by 6, and then subtract 34 divided by the quantity 9 plus 8. Okay, so this has been an example of Polish notation, also called prefix notation. I hope you found this video helpful, and thank you for watching.